How do you create an image disk on a virtual machine? How to create a virtual machine with two virtual hard disks? Continue our series about how to create virtual machines. Today we're talking about how to invoke virtual machines with disk images using the QEMU software. When you create virtual machines, sometimes we want to save the operational system data for future tests, for copy, or quickly reproduce the VM to accelerate our work. The QEMU permits to emulate block disks such as flops, hard disks, CD-ROM, and others. You can see the invocation command and options and disk image. The QEMU permits to create flop disks, hard disks, and CD-ROM image and other types. Today, we will only use the virtual CD-ROM and the hard disks. First, we invoke a virtual machine with an ISO image from Debian. So you need to download the ISO image to boot our system. You can go to the site of Linux Debian, click on download link, and you can download the Debian 12. It's recently released, the system is updated, and you choose the mirror next to you. As you can see, I have the ISO from Debian 12 in my folder, and the Debian image. This is a disk image with the Debian 12 already installed. First, we will boot the system with the ISO, just to simulate a CD-ROM. So you can use the QEMU system. I use the architecture of x86. The command to include a CD-ROM, a dash CD-ROM, and then the image. The next options I will include on for performance. In the future videos I will cover that. The dash M for run, I include 2 gigas. The CPU to follow the roast CPU configuration, and to enable QVM for virtualization. As you can see, the ISO simulates a CD, and you can start a graphical install, for example. It's load the virtual machine. You can click in the English, press enter, for example, United States, and you can choose. I just want to show the ISO. It's running the virtual machine. Now I stop the test, hit the virtual machine, and to include, we will run the system with this image, with the Debian already installed, but we need to create 2 virtual hard disks to include in our virtual machine. To that, we use the command QEMU image create the format keycall2, like the previous video. We'll call disk1 point keycall2. Put just 256 megabytes to be quickly. As you can see, the name is disk1 dot keycall2, the format keycall2, and the size it's about 256. And now you can create the second one. You call disk2 as well as created. the format key-call2, another information, and about 256 megabytes. Now we start the QEMU, the invocation command for architecture x86, and the command for include a hard drive, it's dash 8D, the hard drive, and then the letters. The first hard drive, it's the letter A. And now I use this image that I already created. Debian key-call2, and then the information just for performance. 2 GB runs, CPU like host configuration, and to enable QVM virtualization. The Debian is loading. This Debian is only a terminal. It don't has a graphical interface. Should be quickly in our test. I included the root password. The font is a little size, but I think it's big enough to you just get idea. I use the command fdisk, a disk utility, -L to show the disk information. As you can see, for around here you have only one disk, dev-sda with 4 GB. Now I will power off our VM, and now we include the first disk we just create. For that, I come here beside our first hard disk. I will create the second hard disk, this time with the letter B, and includes the disk 1.key-call2. The Debian is loading. I log as root. Use again the disk utility fdisk -L to list. As you can see, besides the first hard disk -dev-sda with 4 GB, we have another disk -dev-sdb with 256 megabytes. I power off our machine, and now I've included the third. We have the first hard disk with the Debian installed, the second hard disk with the first disk, and we include the third hard disk -hard disk letter C with the second image you create. Debian is loading. I will log in as root. The fdisk-L again. As you can see, we'll load the 3 hard disks. The first one SDA with 4 GB, the SDB and SDC with 256 megabytes. That's all for this video. You saw how to include a CD-ROM or a hard drive in our virtual machines using the QEMU software. In the next video, you'll see how to configure the name and set the RAM memory for our virtual machines. See you in the next video.